Hey guys, today I'm working with a Hotpoint washer and Maytag electric dryer. Right now I've got it going on a regular color cycle. It's also got a 2-speed combination motor on it, so I'll show you that right now it's agitating. Full water usage. So it goes 2 speeds. It goes a slower speed and then it'll actually go faster speed. And if you had a delicate item, you could put it on the casuals, and that allows it, it's pulsed, so it just goes a little bit more delicate agitation on your more delicate items. So, but right now, showing you, doing a real good job agitating. I've got a pretty heavy load in there. This thing holds a lot of clothes. And you've got some additional features here. I'll let you take a look at those. So I'm going to let this thing move through its cycle, and you can obviously see that it's agitating, filled up with water just fine. I'll show you that it drains, and then we'll also do the final spin so you can see its nice smooth operation. I've taken the magnetic lid switch off and just placed it right here. That way we can watch it. Otherwise, if you lifted this up, it would shut it down. That's a nice safety feature that it has. So we'll pause on this and come back as it moves through its cycle. Alright, so now we're through the wash cycle and we're coming on the rinse and soak, and it started draining out that water. You can hear the drain running, you can see the water is obviously draining out. So what it's going to do now is it's going to refill, do the rinse portion, and it'll actually soak for a minute too. So there again, I'm going to try to keep this video kind of short. So I'm going to let it go through the rinse cycle now that you know the drain works good. I put the lid switch back up on here and just tried a magnet, and the magnet works also. So for whatever reason you ever need to trip this, or maybe you want to put clothes in it as it's filling up or whatever, you can just use a magnet and it goes on the back half. But typically that's for safety. You don't really want to do that. Anyway, gonna let this run through its cycle and we'll come back for the final spin. Alright, we are on the drain and spin, which is the final spin. And it's getting up to speed. Of course, on the spin cycle at home, you'd never want to open this up and allow it to do what I'm doing, which is bypassing this lid switch, because as you can see, it spins really fast. Does a really good job getting all the water out of those clothes, which actually cuts your drying time in half. There you go, you can see it's spinning really fast. And if we remove this, as if someone like your kid opened the lid, brings it to a really fast stop. So you can see that lid switch works. I'll go ahead and close the lid this time. That way you can see here with the lid closed that it's got nice smooth operation, especially for how fast it's spinning. There you go. You can see at top speed, it sounds great. This is where you'd want to look for any off balance, wobbling, or weird noises. Something I always check for. If I didn't mention it, the washer gets a 28-point inspection, the dryer gets a 22-point inspection. These are all little things that get checked off the list. That way, you know when you get it home, plug it in, it's going to work great. That's how I like to spend my money, so that's how I like to sell my items. Alright, well, I'm going to let that finish up, and then we'll move over to the dryer, show you that the dryer also sounds great and heats correctly. Alright guys, now I've got those closed, moved over to the inside of this dryer. It's also a super capacity plus. You can see plenty of room. We'll go ahead and just kick this on heat heavy dry, which is just your time dry. Get it on high heat, we'll just turn that off and no cycle signal, but all options you could use there. It's got a delicate cycle. Wrinkle prevent is also pretty cool. As you can see in here, it sounds great. Nice smooth operation. Then I'm going to show you that it is in fact heating like it's supposed to. So with my little heat gun here, in between those two red dots, that's where it's going to take its measurement. So like top of the dryer and the floor of the garage here, you see a little difference. So we'll open this up right inside the heating element tube. We'll grab our measurement, take a picture of that for the ad. So essentially you've got your heating element back behind here, pushes the heat up through this tube. So this can get pretty hot, but the inside of your dryer is only going to get from about 95 to 195. And that depends on what you're drying, how big the load is, and what you put your heat setting on here. If you want it on delicates, you can go over here to delicate and you'll get about 95 degrees. So if you have those more sensitive items to the heat, it's real cool to have all those different features. Or if you just want to put it on time dry, high heat, and hit go like I do, you can do that too, and your stuff will get dry in one round. So that's it on these guys. Now you know everything works great. The dryer heats properly, the washer's got an excellent spin cycle, everything works good. When you get them home, plug them in, you'll be good to go. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out. Otherwise, I do appreciate you taking the time to watch my video. Thanks, have a great day.